mga kababayan natin, talagang naging problema siya. So I think we should look into this when we do the budget for next year. Kung makita natin yung mga pabahay programs natin sa ating mga lugar at kung magja-jive naman siya sa budget natin, if we have fiscal space to accommodate, I think it's a honest to goodness program that we can look into, especially sa DSUD.
Thank you. We recognize Senator Irwin.
Mr. Chair, ano nangyari dito sa pambansang pabahay para sa Pilipino? Hindi po ba ito ay isa sa mga flagship programs po ng administrasyon? From 700 million, 35 million na lamang. Ibig sabihin, 35 bahay na lang po yata ang mabibili ho nito. Whatever happened to this? I mean, are they junking this? I mean, this program ng pambansang pabahay, Mr. Chair?
Actually, Senator Irwin, pagtapos ng nagkaroon ho sila ng palit ng administration, no? Nagkaroon sila ng palit ng secretary. So ito ho, nagkaroon ho sila ng pagbago sa programang ito. Reform ni Secretary Aliling yung 4PH program completely. Kaya naapektuhan rin yung implementation. Pero bago rin niya reforma, may problema na rin sa implementation. Like in 2024, ang utilization rate lang niya is 5%. No? So in 2025, 0%. No? Kaya ho, actually, naalala ko during hearing, siya na rin nagsabi, Sen, tanggalin nyo na ho yung pondo namin dahil meron pa kaming natitirang pondo dahil nga nagreforma ho siya. No? So hindi naman ho natin tinanggal, tinransfer ho natin sa NHA. Ang kanilang policy ngayon, ang DSUD will be policy, NHA will be the shelter builder of DSUD. So ganun nga ngayon ang kanilang division of labor. No? So based on the utilization rate, napakababa ho talaga. But hindi ho naman ibig sabihin titigil yung pagpapatayo ng bahay. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin po. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung kanilang 4PH program. In-expand pa para yung mga lower income makaka-avail po dito sa 4PH program.
Actually, Mr. Chair, listening to what Congressman Yamsuan was saying kanina na kung po pwede dito sa cities, wag na itapon sa kung saan-saan yung mga kababayan natin, yung mga informal settlers. Actually, I have read in one of a survey na meron po tayong oversupply ng condominiums dito po sa Metro Manila. And they keep on rising, so may building subdivisions. Because ang nangyari po dati, na-occupied ng mga taga-Pogo, nagsilayasan na po yung Pogo, wala na pong Pogo. Ang dami pong subdivisions. Dito po sa atin, malapit lang po dito sa Bay Makapagal, 5 complex po dyan, na wala na mga tao. I mean, binibenta na lang nga po yung studio type, nasa 3 million na lang pesos, 2.5 million pesos Pero dati, ang benta po ng isang company, I'm not gonna mention the company, nasa 5 million, 6 million. Ngayon, nasa 2.5 million. Wala nang bumibili rin, Mr. Chair. Ba't di kaya tignan ho ito ng gobyerno? Siguro, you may be able to suggest them, or suggest it to NHA, baka pwedeng tignan po ito. Tsaka sa Paranaque, ang dami mga condominiums na tinatayo, Mr. Chair.
Correct, Mr. Chair.
Possible ho yan. Itong 4PH program, actually, ang subsidy nila doon sa amortization. No? So, sa interest rate and amortization. So, that's possible na pwede kong i-subsidize yung mga condominiums na hindi naman occupied. No? I think depende lang doon sa price point ng condominium unit. But it's a possible program. No?
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Any...
One more, Sen, with the permission of the body, may I recognize Representative Marcor Zamora.
Yes, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair. Just want to be clarified with Integrated Disaster Shelter Assistance Program, kung ano din po ang dahilan at naging zero siya sa Senate version. Mr. Chair. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I want to be clarified about the Integrated Disaster Shelter Assistance Program. The reason behind deleting the budget under the Senate version, amounting to 412 million.
Yan, thank you for the question, Congressman Maricar. Yung itong Integrated Disaster Shelter Program, tinransfer rin sa NHA upon the request na rin ng agency during the hearing. Because what they're doing right now is they're dividing the responsibility. So ang gusto na lang ng DSUD is policy. No, they create the policy, they create the programs. Ang shelter implementation is NHA. No, even emergency response NHA. So that's how they divided it. No.
But the budget is still intact, but under NHA.
And it's under NHA.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair.
All right. Any motion?
Motion to approve, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Duly seconded. The budget of the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development is hereby approved. Now we go to Department of Information and Communications Technology.
On the part of the House, for the Department of Information and Communications Technology, in the HCAB, we reflected an increase of 2,195,457,000 for the DICT. Under the DICT OSEC, an additional 2 billion pesos for the eGovPH app. Under the CICC, expansion of the Cybercrime Response Center, or the CRC, for an additional 60.5 million pesos. For the expansion of the Cybercrime Complaint Center, or the C3, an additional 30.5 million. For the establishment of the Threat Monitoring Center, or the TMC, an additional 24.996 million. For the NTC, funding requirements for the implementation of the Konektadong Pinoy Act, again, a new law that is yet to be funded, an amount of 79,461,000.
On the part of the Senate, for Office of the Secretary, it's 11.7 billion pesos. For the for operations, ICT systems and information infrastructure development, management and advisory program, Cybersecurity Information Infrastructure Development and Management, ASEAN 2026 funding, 2.4 billion program, 2.4 billion pesos. Operations, ICT Systems and Information Infrastructure Development, Management and Advisory Program, Digital Government Development and Management, 1.7 billion pesos. Operation, ICT Capacity and Industry Ecosystem Development and Management Program, ICT Capacity and Management, 772 million pesos. Government Transparency Accountability Platform, 65 million pesos. Any motion?
Move to approve.
Sorry. There's also a agency request for realignment. This is from National Government Data Center Infrastructure, 35 million, to Digital Information Infrastructure Development and Management, 35 million.
Move to approve, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. The budget of the Department of Information Communications Technology is hereby approved. Nabanggit ko ba ito? Cybercrime? Ay, sorry, can I also add, I think I failed to mention this, for the Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center, operations, formulation, coordination, and monitoring of cybercrime plans and policies, 444 million pesos.
Move to approve, Mr. Chair.
Duly seconded. The budget of the Cybercrime Investigation Coordination Center is hereby approved. The Department of Justice.
On the part of the House, for the Department of Justice, the following increases are reflected in the HGAP. First, for the Department of Justice Office of the Secretary, an amount of 158.2 million pesos increase for the continuing training education for the law enforcement agents and implementation of the DOJ annual training plan. So this is for the training of police personnel. 11.45 million pesos for the One-Stop Shop Assistance and Complaints, or the OSSAC handling program. An additional 42.54 million for additional budget for operating requirements of the NCC OSAIC. An additional 49.9 million pesos to restore and augment the budget for the operating requirements of 25 task forces nationwide, particularly relating to IACAT task forces. An additional 30 million pesos for the completion of the DOJ Building Phase 2 in Barangay Mayao, Parada, Lucena City. An additional 50 million pesos to the NBI for operations, an additional 23 million for hiring, under the PPA for hiring of contracts of service. This is for the hiring of 150 contract of service case decongestion assistants. And finally, for the Bureau of Corrections, an additional amount of 150 million pesos for the construction of prison facilities. So in the HCAB, the House reflected an increase for the Department of Justice in the amount of 515,131,000.
On the part of the Senate, for the Office of the Secretary, Operations, Investigation, and Protection Services, Operations, Investigation, and Prosecution Services, establishment of various NPS offices, 7.6 billion pesos. Operations, Witness Protection, Security, and Benefit Services, 625 million pesos. Operations, Victims Compensation Services pursuant to RA 7309, 19 million pesos. Operations, Rendition of Various Legal Services, 149 million pesos. National Coordination Center against Anti-Online Sexual Abuse and Exploitation of Children and Anti-Child Sexual Abuse and Exploitation Materials, 111 million pesos. General Management and Supervision, 2.4 million pesos. A billion pesos. For Bureau of Corrections, 10 billion pesos. Operations, Supervision, Control, and Management of National Prisoners, National Beloved Prison Central Office, increase in subsistence allowance of the Bucor personnel, 6.4 million pesos. Bureau of Immigration, 6.4 billion pesos. Bureau of Immigration, 4.5 billion pesos. General Management and Supervision, ASEAN, 1 billion pesos. National Bureau of Immigration, sobrang, ano ba sinasabi ko?
National Bureau of Immigration.
Halo-halo na. National Bureau of Investigation, 3.7 billion pesos. Composed of General Management and Supervision, 1.8 billion pesos. Operations, Investigation, and Detection of Crimes and Other Related Activities. Construction of Lucena District Office, 1.3 billion pesos. Office of Solicitor General, 1.6 billion pesos. Operations, Legal Services to Government, its offices and agencies, capacity building activities, 1.1 billion pesos. General Management and Supervision, expanded employee competency project, 555 million pesos. That's it. Any questions?
Move to approve.
Duly seconded. The budget of the Department of Justice is hereby approved. Now we go to the Department of Labor and Employment.
Ito na.
On the part of the House, under the Department of Labor and Employment, in the HGAB, we reflected an additional 10 billion pesos for the tulong panghanap buhay sa ating disadvantaged displaced workers and the government internship program, and an additional 137 million pesos for the DOLE Integrated Livelihood and Emergency Employment Program.
On the part of the Senate, under the Senate version, Office of the Secretary, 21.7 billion. Operations, Livelihood and Emergency Employment for TUPAD, 17 billion pesos.
Move to approve.
Second.
Di ba?
I withdraw my second.
Excited eh.
I withdraw my motion, Mr. Chair.
On the part of the House, we propose to adopt for Operations, Livelihood and Emergency Employment Program the amount of 25,361,555,000.
Any questions? Any? The proposal, can we, I recognize that there's a proposal to increase it. How many beneficiaries will the increase target?
The additional number of beneficiaries that the proposed amount would cater to would be an additional 1.67 million beneficiaries across the country at an average of 6,000 pesos per beneficiary, although that differs depending on the geographic location.
Where will be the beneficiaries coming from?
We will give, definitely DOLE has the sole jurisdiction to identify the areas of where this would be dispersed. The sole jurisdiction lies with DOLE, but based on the guidelines, this should be dispersed nationwide.
Any more questions? Any motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Department. Any motion? Yeah.
Pending motion.
Okay. The budget of the Department of Labor and Employment is hereby approved.
Pero Mr. Chair, can we make some provisions? Kasi this has been the complaint of the beneficiaries. Bakit daw pagkakailangan pag-uniformihin pa sila, pagbilhin ng dustpan at saka walis, binabawas daw ho doon sa ibinibigay sa kanila, some areas. Yes. Kasi may pictorial.
Totoo, they hate tupad.
Kailangan may pictorial pa yon, Senator Loren.
Pesteng-peste sila.
May pictorial. Kaya kailangan naka-uniform kayo lahat. Tapos, pati walis ting-ting, pati pictorial. At saka isa pa, hindi pa magkasya yung uniform. Dahil ang size, parang one size fits all. Parang medium lang. Ay, paano kung malaki?
Pwedeng special provision or basta understood na lon, buo na dapat ang kanilang sweldo, tanggalin na yung magwawalis lang, naka-long sleeves pang pula, parang yung suot mo. Ang kulay pulang-pula, ganyan. Anyway, nakakatawa. So, hindi na kailangan ng uniforme para buo ang kanilang bayad. I didn't know kinakaltasan sila sa sweldo. I didn't know. Kala ko, that's over and
No,
above.
in some areas.
It's unnecessary. It's completely unnecessary. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know.
it's uniform.
Sayang ang pera.
Tapos para sila mga preso dahil may nakalagay tupad.
Oh, parang preso.
Akala ko dati NBI o DOJ. Wala nakalagay tupad.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Yes, Representative Javi
may
Benitez.
inquire and validate,
Then Representative JJ Romualdo.
Madam Chair, I don't think ang uniform is being subtracted from their salaries. Pwede po natin i-validate po ito.
If it's not being subtracted from the salaries, it's an additional cost which
Exactly.
can go to other tupad workers. O check natin yung procurement ng uniform. So mahal, overpriced yan.
That's what I meant, Senator Loren.
Kaya nga yung
I mean,
oversight.
yung cost.
Yeah,
Eh
sayang.
kung ilang libo yung tupad na magwawalis-walis. Or sabi nga ni Chairman Swansing, 1 million pa additional. Di 1 million na t-shirt. 1 million na dustpan, 1 million na walis ting-ting.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Chair, in Cagayan de Oro,
Representative Rufus.
we give in full
Kong
4,000
Rufus.
season. Yes.
My apologies. Next on deck
I will
is
yield,
Kong
Madam
JJ.
Chair. I will yield with Representative Rodriguez.
Go ahead, Kong Rufus.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In Cagayan de Oro, no deduction, but they were in full uniform. So I don't know how the regional, magaling siguro regional director, but they get 4,610. That is the amount for work. So walang deduction sa amount.
Hindi, what we're saying, Mr. Chair, tama naman yun, pero what we're saying, yung cost, nagiging source of corruption pa yun. Bakit kailangan pa pag-uniformihin sila kulay pula, akala mo mga PDL? Minsan, di pa nga masuot ang uniform, Mr. Chair. Dahil parang one size fits all, medium. Eh, paano kung malaki masyado? Eh, nakasabit nila yung t-shirt dito, nakatali na lang sa liig. Para sa bilang tupad. When useless, Mr. Chair, di ba? Instead of buying those t-shirt, may babayad pa yung para sa ibang beneficiary.
I think the T-shirts are meant to identify who are the two beneficiaries on the ground.
It's even worse, Mr. Chair, para sila mga PDL, para hindi tumakas.
I think ano ho talaga, dapat mapag-usapan ho yan sa standing committee kung ano ba yung magandang gawin ho dyan. But we take note of that, Your Honor. Hindi ko pa, ha?
Hindi pa na namin na-hide. No change.
So we go to the Department of Migrant Workers.
On the part of the House, for the Department of Migrant Workers under OWA, in the HGAB, the House reflected an increase of 300 million pesos for the OFW Airport Terminal Lounges. Sobrang importante po nito kasi kung hindi po ito mapondohan, titigil po ang operasyon ng lounges sa mga airport para po sa ating mga pinakamamahal na mga OFWs. So with the additional 300 million pesos, sapat na po yun para po mag-operate na po. Ang alam ko po, dalawa na. Yung dalawang OFW lounges po natin sa dalawang airports.
Thank you. For the Office of the Secretary, Workers, Welfare, and Government Placement Services for Action Fund, for 4.8 billion pesos. For the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, Social Protection and Welfare for OFWs Program, Welfare Services, 3.1, tama ba? Tama ba yung binabasa ko? 3.1 billion pesos. Both interventions came from our Vice Chairman Erwin Tulfo. Itong improvement po ng kanilang action fund at Social Protection and Welfare for OFW Program. Yan po ay mga intervention ni Senator Erwin. Of course, to help our OFWs and to make sure that they have social protection in times of need. So any questions or motion?
Move to approve, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Duly seconded. The Department of Migrant Work, the budget of Department Workers hereby approved. The Department of Science and Technology.
Senwin, yesterday we already opened up the topic on the budget of the DOST. However, we're still fine-tuning some details with regard to how best to distribute the funding under the Philippine Science High School system. So with that, if Pisay po, yes po. With that, may I request the body if we may tackle this tomorrow instead?
Pisay or the entire department?
The whole department po, the whole of
Okay.
DOST.
We can discuss the other departments and then leave Pisay tomorrow so that we can finish the OST.
That
Sans
sounds
Pisay.
good.
Yeah,
I
okay.
agree with that, Senwin.
Okay.
On the part of the House, in the HGAB, we reflected the amount as in the NEP, which is 30. Actually, Mr. Chair, on the part of the House, among the different attached agencies and the Office of the Secretary within the DOST, we only made amendments to the Philippine Science High School system. So with that, the rest of the other attached agencies, as well as the Office of the Secretary, the budget for those as reflected in the HGAP is the same as in the NEP.
On the part of the Senate, for the Office of the Secretary, Operations and Office of the Secretary, 8.1 billion pesos. Operations, Enhancement of Science and Technology, Projects Activities, 1.8 billion pesos. Forest Products Research and Development Institute, 286 million pesos. Composed of establishment of FPRDI Wastewater Facility, 10 million pesos. Operations, Forest Product Research and Development Program, Scientific Research and Development Services on wood and non-wood forest products, bamboo and other non-wood forest products, 81 million pesos. For the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, Astronomical Services Administration, 2.8 billion pesos. Flood Smart, under it is Flood Smart Flood Operation Decision Support through Modeling and analytics for resilient watersheds, 55 million pesos. Observing facilities and equipment maintenance, 341 million pesos. Enhancing financial support for operational sustainability in hydrological equipment and facilities, 100 million pesos. Establishment of flood forecasting and warning system in Yawa, Macabalo River basins, 15 million pesos. AI-powered weather forecasting for resilient Philippines, 80 million pesos. Establishment of X-band radar in Halaul River Basin, 120 million pesos. Philippine Council for Agriculture and Aquatic and Natural Resources, Research and Development. Under it, General Management Supervision, 119 million pesos. Philippine Council for Industry, Energy, and Emerging Technology, Research and Development, 1.1 billion pesos. Operations, Integration, and Coordination of the National Research System for Industry, Energy, Emerging Technology sectors. Expanded Women Helping Women Innovation Social Enterprise Program, 1 billion pesos. For Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, 1 billion pesos. Teach VETDERR, training educators and administrators for a collective headway towards volcano, earthquake, tsunami disaster risk reduction, 6.5 billion pesos. Sigma surface-subsurface investigation of active faults using integrated geophysical, geological, paleosismological mapping and research in Philippines, 20 million pesos. Measurement of velocities of earthquake faults, 65 million pesos. Philippine Textile Research Institute, 473 million pesos. General Management and Supervision, repair and upgrading of electrical systems and other facilities, 73 million pesos. Mananahi ng Barangay Program, 20 million pesos. Fiber Cycle, facilitating innovative bottle recycling for eco-friendly conversion into YAM for closed-loop production, 15 million pesos. Mapping, scoping, and profiling BARM textiles toward developing textile and exclusive innovation ecosystem, 6.5 million pesos. Operation, scientific research studies on chemical and physical characterization and optimization of textile raw materials and textile products properties and end-use diversification, 202 million pesos. Science and Technology Information Institute, 174 million pesos. Underneath it is future-proofing DOST ST2, water storage, structural stability and sustainability, waste management, 4.3 million pesos. Technology Application and Promotion Institute, 273 million pesos. Composed of operations, technology, application, promotions, commercialization, conduct of market Tech Expo, linking DOST innovations and technologies through exhibition and technology marketing expo, 87 million pesos. Any motion?
Move. So move, Mr. Chair.
Second? Any second? Duly seconded. The budget of the Department of Science and Technology, except Philippine Science, is duly approved.
Okay.
Now we go to Department of Social Welfare and Development.
Yun.
On the part of the House, for the Department of Social Welfare and Development, under the Office of the Secretary, the HCAP reflects an increase of 32,063 million for the assistance to individuals in crisis situations, an increase of 25 million for the Protect Teen program, which provides psychosocial support and other interventions for adolescent mothers and their families, an increase of 25 million for Children's Health, Education, and Resource for Inclusion Support and Hope Project. This is for the Disability Inclusive Social Protection for Children, an additional 25 million pesos for Project SAFE, for online sexual abuse and interventions for adolescent mothers. 500 million pesos for the construction of the Mindanao Disaster Resource Center, Phase 1 under MICA. This is very important because this will be the first repacking facility for relief goods in Mindanao. There are already two, one in Luzon and one in Visayas, but there is none in Mindanao, so this will be the first that will be built in Mindanao. An additional 75 million pesos for additional allocation for the establishment of 5 regional Bahay Pag-asa centers, also under MICA, and an additional 35 million pesos for the Sustainable Livelihood Project. So the total increase reflected in the HGAP for the Department of Social Welfare and Development is a total of 32,748,000,000.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the Office of the Secretary, 264 billion pesos. Social pension for indigent senior citizens, 51 billion pesos. Establishment of 5 regional Bahay Pag-asa under a multi-year contract authority, Phase 1, 275 million pesos. Standard setting, licensing, accrediting, and monitoring service, 290 million pesos. Services for residential and center-based clients for the construction of women in crisis, 3 billion pesos. Sustainable livelihood program is 5.3 billion pesos. Disaster response and rehabilitation program, 2.1 billion pesos. Provision for technical/advisory assistance and other related support services, 1.4 billion pesos. Supplementary feeding program, 9.5 billion pesos. Protective services for individuals and families in difficult circumstances, 34.5 billion pesos. For the National Authority for Child Care, 747 million pesos. Adjudication/entrustment of children for adoption and other alternative child care, 284 million pesos. National Council on Disability Affairs, 187 million pesos. Policy formulation coordination for the implementation of plans, programs on the realization of the rights of persons with disabilities to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by 2030. Support to PWDs and conduct of provincial and national Ambilipix, 167 million pesos. Any questions, any motion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Point of clarification, please. There appears a line item indicating standard setting, licensing, accreditation, and monitoring. May we be enlightened? There is a massive increase from the 2026 NEP value of 85.853, maintained also by the HGAB, and then there is a very large increase of 290,832. Why is that? And what standards are being set and accreditations and licenses being given? Napakalaki ng increase po. Parang times 3.5 po. 350% increase. Bakit po?
For the standard setting, licensing, accreditation, and monitoring services, this aims to decongest DSWD managed centers and residential care facilities in the form of subsidies given to private social welfare and development agencies, where 1,300 clients will be referred to. The DSWD will also use this to cover the cost of the intake of children in private child caring agencies. So basically, the DSWD aims to partner with private facilities so that they can use this fund to pay for, let's say, private facilities, to take care of children, to take care of beneficiaries. So hindi na ho sila magpapatayo, pwede na ho silang magpartner. No?
Pero parang mas mura pa magpatayo na lang.
Actually, based on their information, mas mura at mas madali kung magpa-partner ho sila. Meron rin silang facilities,
Pero-
Senator Amy, pero
Yes, I'm
meron,
fully aware. I used to handle that department and
Yes.
that budget. But nowhere can I find this amount. In fact, it's not indicated in the NEP. Pinagtatakahan ko, bakit puro private na lamang? Hindi nga natin ma-monitor kung tama yung pag-alaga ng mga bata, kung hindi sila naaabuso at talagang napapakain at natuturuan sila ng sapat. Yung mismong NEP, nasa 85 lamang. Bakit lumobo sa 290 yung sa Senate version?
ang plano ho nila ay makipag-partner pa sa iba't ibang mga NGOs. Primarily mga NGOs ho to, non-profit organizations, na ang kanilang advocacy ay mag-alaga ng mga alaga ng mga bata, alaga ng mga victims of
Yes.
abuse.
That's
So,
right.
dun-
While we're
so yun
aware
ang kanilang,
of while
direction
we're
for
aware
next
of the
year.
well-intentioned partnerships with NGOs and so on, I think this quantum leap is unmerited. Masyado siyang malaki Kasi kumbaga pilot pa lang to, pilot tapos 350% ang increase. Napakalaki naman po. If we could reconsider. Mamaya kung anong mangyari sa mga bata, hindi tayo sigurado. Marami ng istorya na karumal-dumal.
Well, ito naman po ay meron ho silang mga plano na at meron na ho silang direction on how to execute this. In fact, ginagawa na ho nila ngayon, no, yung pagpaplano ho sa pagpa-partner with NGOs. No? So, ginagawa ho nila yan. So, it's just additional MOE for them para ma-expand nila itong mga services na ito.
Yes, but it's a humongous amount and I think it would probably be more prudent for us to pilot this partnership with NGOs and other care facilities.
So, ito rin po ay recommendation ng ating subcommittee chairperson dahil ang track record ho nila pagdating po sa provision of care and rehabilitation ay maganda, no? At maganda yung kanilang experience. So in other words, dalawa po yung kanila, no? They'll manage on their own, may tao ho sila, alagaan ho nila yung bata, pero may mga NGOs na nagmamagandang loob, no? Non-profit, hindi ho sila kumikita ho dito, na gusto ring makatulong sa DSWD at makatulong ho sa ating bansa. And all they need is, or all they require is matulungan sila to defray their cost on a daily basis. No? So yun po yung kanilang ano. But again, no, hindi ho lahat magiging private or lahat magiging NGO. It's a combination of both government facility and also NGO run facilities. But we appreciate your suggestion, Senator Amy, and we'll take that into consideration.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
I have also another concern dito naman po sa protective services for individuals and families in difficult circumstances for AICS, Mr. Chair. Bakit po tayo bumaba? Alam niyo, Mr. Chair, mas lalaki po ang gastos ng DSWD because kasasayin lang po ng batas na last October nasasagutin na po ng DSWD ang burial ng mga mahirap nating kababayan. I've spoken to Secretary Rex about this a couple of weeks ago. And the usual practice is like 10,000 pag cash out, pag cash. Pero pag guarantee letter, dadalhin ng tao, ng pobre from DSWD, lalo na kung yung funeral parlor is registered with DSWD, sinasagot po nila up to 50,000. I think this is not enough, Mr. Chair. And then another thing, I'll give you an example. Ito lang pong year na ito, nung tinamaan po tayo ng Bagyong Tino yata yun. It was just like around September. Wala na pong ipamimigay na AX ang DSWD because ubos na po, kulang na. Ngayon, sunod-sunod po yung bagyo. What if, Mr. President, kung triple na na bagyo ang dumaan sa atin, sunod-sunod din po yung earthquake. Ang nangyari po doon sa few months ago, kailangan pa nila mag-request ng QRF sa DBM para bigyan po sila ng pondo para kasi magkasunod po yun, earthquake, then typhoon, storm. So naubusan po sila. And it was admitted, I was the one who called Secretary then Pangandaman na kumpare mag-release ng QRF. Yun po ang ginamit nila sa AX, Mr. President, Mr. Chair. So therefore, Mr. Chair, I would request sana, manifest na ipantay na lang po natin dito sa request po ng House Gab para naman po may leeway ang Secretary po ng DSWD. I mean, I know so, Mr. President, because I used to be the Secretary of DSWD. Lagi pong kulang ang AX na lagi pong humihingi, nagre-request sa DBM ng AX. Pagdating ng around October, November, humihingi na po kami ng QRF kasi sunod-sunod po yung bagyo. Ngayon nga, bagyo pa lang po nung panahon ko eh. Nagkasunod-sunod yung Abra, etc. Ngayon po may earthquake pa eh. So they really need a bigger budget for this, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much.
Alam ko, mas kabisado niyo ho to inside and out, Senator Erwin, dahil dati ho kayong Secretary of the DSWD. At ang hirap po sa trabaho ng DSWD, unpredictable. No? Tama ho kayo, tinitignan ko ho yung datos. This year, yung Super Typhoon Uwan, yung may shear line po na nangyari sa Mindanao, Visayas, and Palawan. Tapos meron rin shear line na nangyari po sa Calabarzon, Bicol area, Caraga. Itong tatlo lang, wala pa ho yung itong tatlong major calamities. Ang damage na ho ay about 8.9 billion pesos. At ang affected population is about 14 million persons or 4 million families. No? So, in other words, even walang bagyo, shear line, kasi shear line and monsoon, ganito na ho karami ang naapektuhan mga kababayan ho natin. At of course, kung na-displace ho sila, kailangan na tumulong po ang gobyerno.
Tama po yun, Mr. President. Besides, 17 million po ng Filipinos are living under poverty level. Kailangan po talaga ng tulong lagi. All right, I'll cite you an example. Hindi lang po yung tinamaan ng bagyo, tinamaan po ng earthquake, yung mga biktima po nito ang tinutulungan ng DSWD because kahit po yung mga fisherman na hindi makalabas, example, doon sa Aborlan, nagbigay po ng DSWD, DSW sa mga fishermen pa ng Aborlan, doon sa bayan po namin sa Palawan, ng AX, at saka dito po sa may Visayas region at tinamaan din po na pag hindi po pinalabas ng Coast Guard yung fishermen po, Mr. Chair, yung community, wala pong kakainin. And I have to call the Secretary of DSWD na baka pwede kasi they're calling my office asking for help. So I pass it to Secretary Rex at ginagawa naman ng paraan ng pobre at naghahanap nga po ng pondo. Kasi po ngayon, yung mga fishermen po natin, pinag-usapan na ho natin ito, pag hindi po nakalaot ng 3 days, wala na hong kakainin. Therefore, kailangan po ng ayuda mula po sa DSWD, di po ba, Mr. Chair? Yun lang po yung point ko. Aside from that, hindi lang po tinamaan ng bagyo, pati mga fisher folks na hindi makalabas for 3 days, 4 days dahil sama ng panahon. Tapos meron ka pang burial assistance na ngayon dahil it's a law now. And then you have educational assistance pa pagpasukan, Mr. Chair. So marami siyang paggagamitan. Hindi lang po yung pamimigay ng, sa mga tinamaan na bagyo, Mr. Chair. So we really need to increase this, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman.
Nagkulang ako kanina, nabanggit ko. Typhoon Ramil, isa pa malaking typhoon na tumama po sa Luzon, Calabarzon, Bicol, Mimaropa, Central Luzon, at yung Typhoon Tino na tinamaan po ang Mimaropa, Visayas, and Caraga. So total, no, 5 malalaking calamities ang tumama ho na na-displace po is about 14.1 million inhabitants or persons and 4 million families. No? So malaki po yung magnitude. Imagine 4 million po ang na-affected pong mga individuals. No? Yes.
If I may po, Mr. Chair, I would like to cite the original request that emanated from Secretary Rex Gatchalian pertaining to the funding for AIX. So the letter was dated September 12, 2025, and ang hinihiling po sana ng DSWD ay madagdagan po ng 43 billion pesos yung 27 billion pesos na nakapaloob sa NEP. So in total po, ang hinihiling po sana ng DSWD ay 70 billion pesos. But given the fiscal space, instead of the 43 billion pesos po na hinihiling ni SecRex, ang kinaya lang po na ma-accommodate doon po sa HGAB ay 32 billion out of the 43 billion request. So may kakulangan pa po na 11 billion doon po sa original na request po na ni Secretary Rex Gatchalian. The explanation is that the department seeks additional funding to continue providing necessary financial support to around 7 million beneficiaries who would otherwise be left without assistance due to the non-inclusion of the Ayuda sa Kapos ang Kita program and the decreased allocation for AIX for 2026. This augmentation will enable the department to sustain AIX as the government's primary safety net for individuals and families in crisis, ensuring that vulnerable Filipinos are not excluded from much-needed support during emergencies and economic hardships. Yun po yung sulat na ibinigay po sa atin ni Secretary Rex Gatchalian. And kung siguro po to add to the discussion, looking at the current funding levels for AIX for 2025, at the current GAA level for 2025 of 43 billion pesos, nagkulang na po yun. Naubos na po. Tulad po na sinabi ni Senator Erwin, 15 billion pesos has already been released from unprogrammed appropriations for AIX. Dahil nga po sa mga dumating na mga bagyo, na sunod-sunod na mga kalamidad, not even just yung mga bagyo at earthquake, yung mga oil spill po na nakaapekto nga po tulad po ng binanggit ni Sen. Erwin. Kaya talaga pong napakalaki po talaga ng utilization rate ng AIX. So we thank Senator Erwin Tulfo, and we really highly regard his manifestation. Of course, as a former secretary of the DSWD, he would really know kung ano po pa talaga yung pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan in relation to AIX. So with that, we would like to put forth the proposal of the House to bring the amount for AIX to Can you give it to me? Nawala, I lost it. To 63,895,478,000.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
Minority
Mr.
Leader
Chairman,
Marcelino Lebanat.
I move that we approve the proposal of the BICAM committee on these items.
Before we, with the permission of Minority Leader, tinitignan ko itong datos. No? In 2024, ang na-release galing ng unprogram, Senator Erwin's about 15 billion. No? In 2025 is about 14 billion. But there's a proposal to, itong release ng AIX, galing unprogram, galing siya doon sa Sagip, Senator Erwin. But meron kaming proposal sa Senado na tatanggalin na yung sagip sa unprogram. No, ilalagay na lang sa program. No? Dahil nga ito ay naaabuso in the past. Doon din nanggaling yung flood control, doon din nanggaling yung mga ibang mga controversial na issue. So later on, ipropose namin na tanggalin na ho yan. So in other words, wala na hong pagkukuhaan ang DSW dahil wala na pong sagip sa unprogram. So nakikita ko na yan din isang dahilan kung dapat isang dahilan na dapat i-transfer natin from program to program appropriations.
That is a very good point po, Sen. When we no longer have unprogrammed appropriations. that we
Particularly
can-
sa GIP.
Particularly sa GIP, we no longer have unprogrammed appropriations allocated for AIX. So kung halimbawa po, kulangin po tayo ng pondo sa AIX sa taong 2026, wala na po tayong paghihilaan because there's no longer any legal basis for us to be able to pull any other funds that can augment AIC. So ang nangyayari po ngayon, nabanggit nga po yun ni Sen. Erwin, in conjunction with the unprogrammed appropriations, meron din po tayong na-release na sa QRF yung mga emergency cash transfer. Kaya ang dami pa po talaga actually kahit po yung 15 billion in unprogrammed appropriations na na-release doon po sa para sa AIX, may potential pa po na kulangin pa kasi kailangan na po siya gamitin in conjunction doon po sa emergency cash transfer sa Quick Response Fund.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yes, I manifest my support for the 63 billion. Not only is this necessary for the beneficiaries because of the calamities that we experience, but we are also talking of the DSWD as headed by our Secretary Rex Gatchalian, who is very proactive, one of the most outstanding members of the cabinet of President Bongbong Marcos, and who is a shining light. I would tell you that in Cagayan de Oro and in Mindanao, he immediately would answer our request if there are calamities like typhoons, like fire, like earthquakes. So it is not only about beneficiaries, it's also about those implementing the funds that we're going to give. And the funds we're going to give will surely be implemented fast and properly by Secretary Rex Gatchalian. That would add more to our support for increasing the budget to 63 billion, Mr. Chairman. So once again, we have at the helm of the DSWD heading our modern heroes, the DSWD staff, employees, job orders, those helping. They're always there, and I can personally give my testimony that in Cagayan de Oro, San Isidro, Mindanao, Secretary Rex, together with the DSW personnel, are always immediately at the forefront of meeting the contingencies of all the calamities. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chair, just a quick manifestation. Mabuti naman at nawala na sa wakas ang AKAP at SAGIP na unprogrammed. Subalit lumobo naman ang ating AIC sa 64 billion. Sana yung mga tunay na nangangailangan ng makinabang dito at alalahanin natin may eleksyon na naman sa 2026, may barangay at BARM. Wag naman sana tuluyang mapolitika muli.
Well, Mr. Chair, let me just add to that. Senator Ping has special provisions on this matter. I also have inputs on this. Just to explain those viewers right now, the netizens, ang akala po kasi, siguro that was the old practice na nakikita si politiko na yung politiko mismo nabibigay. Dito po sa special provision, dapat wala po yung politiko doon. We can only ask the DSWD and direct them kung saan yung calamity-stricken area. And matter of fact, it's the DSWD who chooses the beneficiaries. Because when I was the secretary of DSWD, kami po pumupunta doon. The political will say, I need assistance, binaha po ito. Yung mga tao po namin sa DSWD ang pupunta doon sa area. And then they list down. It's not the politico. So, and that's one of the special provision right now of this AIX. Yun po ang kinakatakot na baka magamit. But then again, it's the DSWD, I believe under Secretary Rex's watch, yung DSWD mismo ang pupunta. They go to the ground. They have people on the ground and they list down. Hindi po yung galing sa politiko na mismo. That's at least for now itong ginagawa. And that was also the practice during my time dito po sa pamimigay ng AIX. As a matter of fact, Mr. Chair, dadagdag ko lamang po. Kasi kung aantayin po, ito kulang ho talaga ito. Kung aantayin mo yung QRF, matagal po AIX is needed badly. Pag tinamaan po yung isang area, pag hihintay ka pa ng QRF, abutin po ng 2-3 linggo bago ma-release. Whereas kung nandyan na mismo yung AX, madali na pong may release na lang po ito ng department doon sa mga beneficiaries, Mr. Chair. So, I therefore move, Mr. Chair, we really have to add this 34 billion. As a matter of fact, my computation should be like an additional 32 billion, so to bring it up to about 66 billion, 528, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Thank you. So there's a pending motion by the minority leader to adopt the proposal of the House, duly seconded by Representative Garcia, and also as duly seconded also by Senator Erwin. The proposal of the House is deemed approved. Yan. At napakaganda po na nandito po si Senator Erwin dahil may first-hand experience ho tayo. Buti pa kayo kinakausap ng aking kapatid. Ako hindi ako kinakausap nun eh.
Saka, Mr. Chairman,
Baka nahiya, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, napakaswerte po tayo. Pares magagaling si Senator Erwin nung siya po ay DSWD Secretary at saka si Secretary Rex. At di hamak, Mr. Chair, ang Pilipinas parang rank 1 sa pagka-prone sa disaster buong mundo. Kaya ito yung pinakaunang weapon of choice natin para matulungan ng ating mga kababayan, Mr. Chairman.
Can we also have a motion to approve the budget of the DSWD? We haven't approved that yet.
Senwin, with your permission, may you please scroll up lang po. Silipin ko lang po yung taas. Para lang po aligned. Yan po. Please scroll down po. 30625. Okay po. Thank
Mr.
you,
Chair?
Senwin.
Yeah. I move to approve the budget of the Department of Social Welfare and Development.
Any second? The duly seconded, the budget of the Department of Social Welfare and Development is hereby approved.